Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy JuJu. I'm here with my roommate Martin.
What up, what up?
And welcome to the first episode of Flavorcast, a podcast show where we talk about video games and junk. Let's go. So, before we get this thing started, I guess we're going to address a couple things. Like, for the lack of content that's happened in the past.
Julian talks. Yeah. I'm sorry for that. It's just, that's his life.
I mean, Alec could do some things too, but we've been going through a bunch of stuff, both of us, so he's not in this episode today. Maybe in the next episode. Who knows? Either way, I guess what I've been up to is just going to school and whatnot. Fucked up my car because I'm an idiot.
Yes, you are.
I backed into somebody, rear bumper and whatnot, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Let's get down to what we're actually going to be talking about today. And today's podcast episode is anticipated games of the future. Could be the rest of 2016, could be 2017, could be further. Let's get down to business. Do you want to go through your list first, or
we can do it? Whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. I'm the guest.
All right. Well,
we'll do your way.
As far as I'm concerned, right now you're taking over for Alec, so same level there. I'm going to go ahead and start with talking about Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Current date of release is going to be December 6th, which is great because that's like 3 days away from my actual birthday, and I'm quite excited. In fact, there's a lot of games that are coming out on that very same day, so I'm going to be one broke-ass bitch.
I would tag, but I don't really care for Kingdom Hearts whatsoever.
Yeah,
so, moving on.
This kid does not care about Kingdom Hearts. Just to clarify, Kingdom Hearts 2.8... it's going to have what it essentially is Kingdom Hearts Ground Zeroes and then Dream Drop Distance, which is on the 3DS. Moving on, let's do one of yours.
Mafia 3. Well, that game personally has me pretty excited. It's an open world. It looks like it's going to be really much like Grand Theft Auto. But I'm assuming it's like a little bit more into the back days, I'm guessing. Don't quote me on that. I could be totally wrong. But the game actually looks pretty interesting, so I'll be looking forward to that game. It is releasing within 28 days, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Obviously, I don't know when this is coming out, so again.
I honestly don't know either. I don't really have too much of an interest in that, so I guess ditto.
Yeah, I suppose so. I guess that the actual release date is actually on...
We're looking it up right now.
October 7th.
All right. Well, so, that's actually really close. That makes up. I was kind of concerned about the fact that there were no really like big September games coming out at all this September, because there's usually like one or two at least.
Well, there's a couple games that are actually. I believe that originally Final Fantasy 15 was actually supposed to come out this month.
Yes. But it got pushed back to November.
Yeah, because I remember, that I was going to get that game as well as Mafia 3, and I was like, I guess I'm not playing Mafia 3 then. Cool. But no, it got pushed back up to November, I believe. Which is another game on the list.
That works. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is actually another game we're both excited for.
Yeah, it comes out on the 29th of November.
Oh yeah, baby. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. Not the biggest fan, but I really enjoy.
You dabble. Let's say you dabble.
I would say I dabble. The most I like about Final Fantasy is the 7 continuity. So like Crisis Core, the original 7, and then the remake actually that's coming out. So that's another game on my list that I would really love to play. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15. I've never played a fantasy game myself. They always have beautiful graphics, of course, but the thing that didn't turn me off from it was that turn-based content. I guess that I wasn't really into it. Versus now that you can pretty much control it whenever you want. So that's pretty much what dragged me into, as well as the remake for 7. So I'm really looking forward to those games, just based off on that. Plus, the graphics just looks so beautiful.
Which again, if you were to go back and try Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, you dig it. It's the only random chance thing about that is this weird system where you get power ups, but that's neither here nor there. Let's look at another one of yours.
Horizon Zero Dawn. That game I'm actually so pumped about. I know that Julian is as well.
Oh yeah, like I saw this. I was watching E3 and playing Bloodborne, and like I actually died a lot of times because I kept looking at the screen, like going like, "Oh, what is this? This looks really cool." Like female protagonist.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm actually very happy about that. The game looks amazing, and it was just the alpha, I believe, that what they were showing on on E3. So it wasn't even like that well made out, but the gameplay, it looks just, and the story wise, it just seems very interesting.
It might have been pre-alpha. I don't actually remember if they displayed or said that or anything, but what was there looked really good. I just hope it doesn't turn out to be kind of a disappointment like We Happy Few, because I was really excited about that, and then there was just all these little aspects that really took me out of the game, and took a lot of people out of the game actually. But that's for another video.
Right. Plus, it also looks like it's gonna be an open world, so that's actually pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
Because you can pretty much take on against a lot of machines that look like dinosaurs, and you just have different ways of taking them down or whatever. So it actually looks pretty interesting. It's like kind of like Terminator going what's it called? Prehistoric. Yes.
It's like Jurassic Terminator.
Yes. Let's call it
Skynet Park. I guess another one on my list is going to be South Park: The Fractured Butthole, and I just realized I spelled it actually butthole, like as in ass, but
I mean, let's be honest, that's what they were trying to go for. So
they were a little clever, but just Trey Parker, Matt Stone style comedy. I love it. I love South Park. I didn't get a chance to play that the last game they came out with, but thankfully the Fractured Butthole comes out with an original copy of that. It's kind of like the Bayonetta/Bayonetta 2 disc bundle that was out.
Right. Back. I've seen a couple of gameplay for the previous game, and that thing is so messed up. And just the part with the aliens with Randy. If you know what I'm talking about, you know why that was so messed up.
You're sneaking in the room and your parents are having sex, and you have to battle during that. Oh my god.
What will they come up with next?
Hopefully more of that crap. Let's see. On yours, we got Resident Evil 7.
I'm actually looking forward to that game. It looks... I kind of want to say that it seems like a soft reboot, obviously.
Right.
Because it looks like it's going to be a first-person game versus the 3 system that they had before implemented. That, plus, if you play the demo that's out on a PlayStation, that's what you play like. The feel I had by playing that, it was, what's it called?
PT?
PT
2.0.
Still so fucking disappointed about the game not coming out. Fuck Konami for that, but whatever.
I forget the name, but there's another game that is coming out as a kind of like a spiritual successor to that game. It's not made by Kojima. It's made by somebody else. It looks pretty cool. Although, speaking of which, Kojima is coming out with something at E3. He's working with Norman Reedus, the actor. The
actor that was supposed to be part of Silent Hills. But whatever though, moving on because I don't even want to think about it.
It causes some a little bit of friction here. By the way, fun fact, your PS4 may still be worth something if you have PT. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but just not selling it on eBay, of course, because, there was that whole thing and they took that down. But moving right along, we got Sonic Mania as another thing. Now, I'm a hardcore fan of Sonic. I love Sonic. And it looks like they're just taking, like, the original blueprint of, like, the original game, the very first few games, and throwing on some extra stuff to, like, streamline it, make it really cool. They're basically, like, reinventing the formula. I like that they're doing this because I feel like they're taking a page out of, like, Nintendo's book when it comes to, like, the Mario series, the Zelda series, the Metroid series, where they take that familiar blueprint, like Mario saves Bowser, Zelda gets captured by Ganondorf, or Link and Zelda have to work together to defeat some kind of baddie. Like, that's what happens in every game, basically, just about. But they add new things to keep it fresh. Now, Sonic, unfortunately, for the last few years, has been screwing up. Just having terrible games. Excluding Colors and Generations the adventure games, and arguably have.
Which are pretty old, if I may say so myself.
They are,
now.
but like if we're gonna not count those and count just modern day, Colors and Generations are by far the best. Although I wasn't a big fan of Colors, I'm not a really big fan of Lost World anyway. But I'm glad that they're actually taking a minute to be like, okay, can we not just reinvent the wheel every 5 seconds with Sonic frickin' Boom? Although the TV show was all right. Moving on, we got Injustice 2.
Oh, that a game I'm actually very interested on. Again, it's a fighting game. I really like the first one. Of course, I wish they had a better roster, per se. Hopefully this time around they'll have a big roster. And hopefully, I hope to God that they include Red Hood this time around. That is the only thing I want. Red Hood.
Well, they definitely have that gorilla dude.
Oh yeah, Grodd actually looks pretty cool.
Harambe?
Harambe! God damn it with that thing that needs to die. Like the real one.
Dicks out. That's never gonna get old. Then we got BioShock Collection.
I'm actually very pumped for this thing to be a thing. I was actually surprised that they even came up with this because as far as I knew, they were broke.
Right, I didn't think they were gonna come out with any other BioShock stuff. I mean, it's not a sequel, but remastering the game, that's fine. That's great.
Let's be honest. I totally would have given Game of the Year to BioShock Infinite. I played fucking Grand Theft Auto 4. Right. 5. Was it 6?
6. 5.
5. And of course, the game is great and all, but the storyline on BioShock Infinite is just so much better. I would pick it even above The Last of Us. I just fell in love with that game.
I mean, it is one of those games, like, I can't honestly pick between Infinite or The Last of Us. They're really great games with rich lore. I really dig those. But yeah, I don't think Grand Theft Auto 5 should have had that.
Oh, that plus actually just thinking about playing the first BioShock again, like the twist on that game. If you have never played it, you are in for a surprise. Honestly, you would not be disappointed by picking this up. If you've never played BioShock and you're interested on it, I would 100% buy this. Which I am actually buying it again.
It has every game, right?
Yeah, it has 1, 2, and 3 remaster. Or Infinite, not 3.
I guess you'll find out by playing the game. If you don't already know, I guess you're in for a surprise. Like, why it's not 3, it's just Infinite. So, we got, what else we got? Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Pokemon Sun and Moon. This game, there's a lot of tag right now because a lot of the original Pokemon are being reimagined as different typings. So that's something to look forward to, I guess. I don't know how it's gonna pan out. I don't think that there's even gonna be gym battles this time around, but they have like bosses or something or challenges. I'm honestly not sure how this is gonna pan out at all. I'm obviously looking forward to it because Pokemon is actually the only game that I have for my DS. The only game.
Which is sad. I keep trying to get him to play Monster, but that's not a thing. He won't pick it up, no matter how good the game is. He's like, nope, Pokemon strictly.
And I do realize the irony of me saying that I didn't play Final Fantasy because it was best turn, and Pokemon is best turn. But again, who cares? It's a 3DS game. Moving on.
The view must be perfect from your glass house. So... for me, I got The Last Guardian. Now, The Last Guardian, I don't actually know a lot about it. I've only seen just a little bit at E3, but I do know that it's by Team Ico, and they're the guys who made Ico. I know some people call it Eco, but I'm calling it Ico because that's how it's freaking spelled. I love that game. Fan of Shadow of the
Colossus.
Yeah, it's so good. Those games are great.
From what I hear from this game, it's probably going to have a very, very sad ending. So, good luck with that, guys.
You mean like all of their games up to now? Like, I mean, Ico is kind of not that sad, but like Shadow of the Colossus is pretty sad. And, lore-wise, Shadow of the Colossus comes first, then Ico comes next. And now Last Guardian, I don't know where that's going to be. Maybe it'll be a sequel, maybe it'll be a mid-sequel, prequel. Who the hell knows? But I'm excited about it. Speaking of Team Ico, I've actually been trying, I guess years ago I tried to platinum Ico, and the only trophy I have left to do is beat in the game in 2 hours. Now, I apparently cannot do this. I tried to do it once with one of my old roommates by playing the co-op, and we were doing so well. We weren't saving because that took a bunch of time away, and made it 3/4 of the way through. Then he glitched through the floor, and since we hadn't saved, I had to start all the way over, so I never played the game again. Moving on. Next on Martin's list, we got Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Actually, I don't know how I feel about this game. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be $60 when it comes out for the PS4 finally. It came out last year for the Xbox One, which I wasn't not very happy about the exclusive 1 year deal that they had. I actually threw a fit, if I remember right. I don't know if you were part of that when I was there.
Probably.
Just bitching about Tomb Raider not coming out for the PlayStation. And even though I said that I would not buy it unless it was like $40, I'm probably gonna end up buying it no matter what. I don't know if I'll get around to playing it because I'm getting way too many games real soon. Which should be very interesting, I suppose. But I've heard that the storyline for Rise of the Tomb Raider was such a pretty good one, so hopefully I'll enjoy it.
Well, from what I've heard, is basically, like the last Tomb Raider was basically female Uncharted. I don't know. I didn't play the game.
Honestly, I wouldn't say it's Uncharted. I can see why people would say that. Like, obviously, it got reimagined once they re-release it because it's a reboot of the series, which was actually pretty well done. I really loved the first Tomb Raider game of the new chronology. Yes, that they came up with. I'm actually very happy with that girl. I don't know. It just seems like a very good game. So we'll see how this one pans out. I'm surprised that I never looked anything up for the rest of the Tomb Raider. It's been out a year and I know jack shit about the game. I'm actually surprised about myself.
I mean, no spoiling then. Like, you probably just avoided things. Like, screw it.
Yeah, it's like, I knew that eventually I was gonna try to play it, so I was like, save it. Save it.
So what I've got next is, it's not a new game by any means, but Crash Bandicoot Trilogy. I grew up on those games.
I love the shit out of the trilogy. Oh, the original trilogy.
Yes.
I've only ever beat the third one. Never beat for the one or two. But
I'm sure everyone's heard about this by now. Wait, you've only beaten 1 and 2?
I've only beaten the third one.
Oh, well, that sucks. We definitely need to get this so you can play the games.
Oh, dude. I am actually very looking forward to this. It's before they fuck Crash up.
Yeah.
And by fuck, I mean they literally fucked them up.
I mean, arguably...
Like, let's say fucking Indiana Jones 4 type of fuck up.
I mean, honestly, Crash Bandicoot was a series that, jump shipped a lot. It was, Universal and created by Traveler's Tales in one instance. And then, Universal had the name for it. They bought it and then they sold it to Activision. Now, Activision, I'm pretty sure the ones who are in charge of this remake of the original trilogy on the PS4. It is only going to be on the PS4, so that's pretty cool.
I mean, the original trilogy only came out for the PlayStation 1, so it's
right.
fitting.
I mean, you could say the same of Tomb Raider, really. And then
True. And then they pulled that bullshit.
Yeah, well,
but yeah,
like, Xbox One exclusive.
For a year at least.
And let's see here. What else we got? Already kind of talked about Final Fantasy VII Remake earlier, offhandedly. But it's going to be great. It's going to be, I assume, the same way as Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
just with the story.
Gameplay
yeah.
with the same storyline. Yeah, of course.
Same storyline as the original 7, which
also,
is great.
I do believe that most people argue that Final Fantasy VII is the best game on the series. So, I'm obviously getting this game as well. As long, of course, as it's not base combat. And again, Pokemon, but again, I don't care.
I don't think it's going to be turn-based, honestly. It'd be weird. Like Final Fantasy 13 weird, where it's like, this kind of, but not really the same as non-turn-based. Okay, so we got, I guess this game that we just kind of figured out today.
Yeah.
We just kind of threw on there for shits and giggles. Vampire.
Honestly, the game looks beautiful, and it seems like an interesting concept, but obviously I had to play it myself to see, or the demo that they have up on the PlayStation right now, to see whether or not I'm actually gonna get this game. So far, it's like maybe, but again, I need to like get my hands on it.
Right. Does look really good. I like vampires. You know, original vampire stuff, not like Twilight or whatever the hell.
Twilight.
Just like, you know.
Team Jacob.
Shut the hell up.
Is that the vampire guy or is it? I honestly don't know.
I don't know. I don't follow this. Maybe.
I mean, Adrian was here.
The one that isn't Taylor Lautner. I mean, Shark Boy.
Shark Boy.
I guess my last one on my list is, of course, say it with me all, Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, eventually it's going to come out. I'm hoping that, you know, around the time, or at least a little bit after the time that 2.8 comes out, we're going to get some kind of news about it again. I know it's probably still in alpha right now, but I'm really excited. We have to close up this whole Xehanort thing.
I mean, everybody knows that Square Enix is very busy with Final Fantasy and Tomb Raider, so will we ever get a Final Fantasy? I mean, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
they
separated
maybe
it into
not.
teams. That's why it's taken so long.
The game actually does look very beautiful, though, from what I've seen.
Oh, it does.
It looks like I would actually consider getting it just because of the graphics, honestly. And the visuals. That's the only thing I would ever get Kingdom Hearts 3 for.
And be super confused because you don't know anything about the damn story other than the things I've told you. Which you probably don't remember.
I mean, a lot of people just pick up sequels and never play the originals, and it's like, I guess
I can't do
shits
that.
and giggles.
If it has story, I can't do that.
I mean, Metal Gear was a thing. You do have that game.
Well, at least I played 2 and a bit of 3. I've seen 1. You know, I played some of the others beforehand. I didn't play 4 so much. I just, you know, sat down for a couple hours, but that doesn't really amount to a lot of gameplay, considering that the first hour is just cutscenes.
Very well done, man.
Oh my god. So I guess we got next is the new Spider-Man game. Oh yeah, I like this idea. I saw the trailer, E3, looked really nice.
Open world.
Yeah, it's just... Which is the best way to do Spider-Man, honestly.
True. They pretty much doing a Batman, but with... I mean, Arkham series, but with Spider-Man. Hopefully the game will pan out to be actually good, unlike previous installations of that hero.
I mean, I liked Web of Shadows on the Wii of all things, just because, like, doing the Wiimote timing, the swing would also mean, like, you're timing your web swings, and, like, it was so flowing. I mean, like, there's that, and there's the original Spider-Man 2, the movie game, which everyone hails as, like, the best Spider-Man game. Hopefully this one can measure up to that old-ass game.
I mean, the game does look pretty good. It looks beautiful and all. I know that you're not a fan of that new custom design.
Just because the symbol. Why is it white?
Why is it white? I don't know. The game, all in all, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good game. Hopefully they have a lot of boss battles with a good amount of his rogue gallery.
Yeah, that would be nice. And, you know, I hope this doesn't really tie into, like... I know it's a completely different spin-off now, so we're not going to deal with, like, Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Which would have been nice if the movies were just not terrible. But that's another thing. The last thing we got on our list is, or on his list, Tekken 7.
Tekken 7. It's supposed to be the final game on the series. For the most part, I've always considered Tekken as my favorite fighting game, I would say. It recently changed to Mortal Kombat, but that's neither here nor there. For the most part, it has always been Tekken. I've been all about Tekken since the play first came out on the PlayStation 1.
Right.
It's a pretty fun game. This is supposed to be the final entry on the series, but we all know how that goes with video games and movies and books, whatever you name.
Kojima!
Oh, I'm done. No, never mind. There's another one. So hopefully this will amount to something. I know that Akuma from Street Fighter series is doing a guest appearance. So this should be interesting.
I do like Street Fighter, so I might pick it up. I don't know. Never really been that big of a fan of Tekken. I remember back when arcades were still relevant, when I was a little kid, where you'd go to, like, I don't know, Fuddruckers or a movie theater that had an arcade, and they would have an arcade area where they'd have Tekken, and usually I think it was Tekken 4 is the one I would play the most, and it was just like really nice, like really really good.
Also, we actually forgot about another game that is coming out.
What?
God of War.
Oh yeah.
4.
I mean, I don't think it's 4 because like it's being retold in a different way.
I mean, it does say in the title God of War 4.
Does it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just God of War. Well, either way, now we're in Norse mythology in God of War.
Right, and the gameplay is completely different from what you originally expect from a God of War game. Instead of being a platformer, what's the actual style gameplay?
Beat 'em up. Kinda. I mean, I feel like it. You just go around. I mean, the platforming was not the focus. It was definitely the fighting.
Right. I forgot what term they actually used. There's an actual term that Devil May Cry started or whatever. But
the spectacle fighter. Is that really a spectacle fighter though?
No, I don't think that's a term. It just, regardless of what it is. Now the game is obviously different gameplay, and that's all that really matters. The game actually looks pretty well made.
All right. It does. I like how Kratos is a dad. I wonder how his son's gonna die. Because that's probably gonna happen.
Dude, what if, since Kratos already got his trilogy plus the other games, like, Ascension doesn't really kind of like part of that trilogy, obviously. That's like a prequel. And the other two PSP ones. Versions that they came out, they actually remastered those for the PS3 as well.
Yeah.
But, dude, what if they kill Kratos and then the kid is the one that has to revenge Kratos, and therefore
So
he
he's
becomes
the
the Norse God of War.
I would like that. Whoever's in charge of that game, get that done.
I believe it's Santa Monica Studios, another PlayStation exclusive studio, because PlayStation is the best.
I mean, obvious bias over here, but like,
Naughty Dog, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
we
love this stuff. Alec would disagree. I mean, he would agree to a certain point, but he really does love his X-Bone, but that doesn't really matter because he's not here. Ha 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 ha. Suck a bucket.
Suck a bucket. What the fuck? Suck a bucket.
He'll get it. He'll understand.
Alright. Inside jokes over here.
But yeah, that is our entire list of our anticipated games of whatever year. Like, some of these weren't even like given a release date, so
I mean, honestly, BioShock is coming out literally in 7 days.
Yeah, that's
from when we made this.
Which is what is this today? The 9th? No, today's the 9th.
Oh, it actually comes out sooner. It doesn't come out the 13th, I believe.
Oh yeah. So it's coming up Tuesday here. Today is for us
Friday.
September 9th, the Friday, 2016. So yeah, a lot of these. I mean, the only ones I remember are Kingdom Hearts 2.8, South Park, Final Fantasy 15. Don't have a thing. Oh, I didn't talk about Zelda.
Oh, you
almost missed Zelda. Before we sign out here, gotta talk about how amazing and how proud I am of Nintendo. They have been like doing some great things, other than the fact that they've been taking games and just slapping names on them, like Federation Force and like the new Pikmin game that's coming out, or Chibi Robo, or whatever the hell. And calling it, yeah, that's your favorite game. Don't you remember? I mean, it's got the guy on it. Like,
the guy.
You're gonna buy it? Like,
hit yourself with one scene. Done.
It's like buying like Fruit Loops now that they have like Mario shaped flavors or whatever.
I don't even know how to answer to that.
Like, cereal mascots. Like, oh, you want this? But other than that, they've been doing well, especially with the Zelda series, because like they changed the formula a little bit in. A Link Between Worlds, which I was really proud of them for that.
Oh, you mean that the name is actually gonna be called Link this time around instead of Zelda, because she usually has jack chat to do with the storyline? But sure, let's call it Zelda. The Legend of Zelda.
The Legend of... What do you want it to be? A Legend of Link, a Zelda to the past? Like, what the
I mean, dude, Link is the protagonist, but no, it's the Legend of Zelda. Zelda did everything. Link was just a nobody.
Well, I mean, she is a princess, and she is a sage.
I mean, it's not like Mario Bros. Is called Peach Bros.
Well, she did have a game where she was the protagonist, and she had to say...
Dude, she was on PCP.
I don't even know. I didn't even play that game. But that aside, Breath of the Wild, totally new Zelda. It's open world this time, which is completely different for the Zelda series. There might be voice acting. I don't know. I have not been really looking into it.
I doubt it, but we shall see.
For Link, probably not. Because we've all seen how bad that went with giving Samus the ability to talk in Metroid on the end. That was a crap game. The dialogue was crap. Everything about it was crap, basically. I played it.
I mean, you cannot forget your fucking main villain. Who was that? Nobody knows. I don't even think Nintendo knows.
It's a mystery to everyone. It's a secret to everyone. Zelda reference. Yeah, I'm just really excited for that to come out. And Link can be shirtless in that game. He can be as shirtless as all the fangirls have him be in their dreams, so that's pretty neat.
They can have a naked Link, but they can have a naked Zelda. That's sexist.
It's just shirtless, but, whatever. Double standards aside, I can't wait for that game to come out. Changing the formula and just doing everything that they've been doing, like the mobile games, like at first coming out with Miitomo, that looked like kind of dumb. I was like, whatever, Nintendo, do you? But now they have like Mario Run coming out on the cell phone, which is basically like Sonic Run, or that Rayman game that came out. Your standard, typical, probably gonna be a fee to play or pay to win kind of game. Just to get power-ups or whatever, or maybe not. Hopefully Nintendo won't do that shit. But I'm rambling now. Basically, I'm just really proud of all the decisions they've made, except for the whole, oh, hey, you guys want a Metroid game? We were listening to you. Here's Federation Force. Fuck you. I heard it was good, but it's just not what we wanted, but whatever. But that brings our podcast episode to a conclusion. Thanks for watching, or listening, rather, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to us if you haven't already for new content. I know we've been kind of dead, you returning subscribers, but don't worry, we're getting back on track. Like this video if you dig it. It really helps us out whenever you give us feedback. Comment something positive, negative, I don't care what it is. Just do whatever. Share with all your friends. Thanks for tuning in, folks. This is JuJu and Martin.
See ya, guys.
Signing off. Peace.
Delicious!